Hey guys, hope everyone's doing well today. I had a traditional scripted video planned out today, but due to some external circumstances, being my semester of college ending and moving back in, I decided to push it back a week, as to not stress myself out or let that decrease the quality of the video I had planned, as I think that would be pretty unfair to you guys. But that's enough of the not-so-good news. Let's talk about some epic stuff. I wanted to make a video just to say thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. You guys are so awesome, and I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I love getting into conversation with people in the comments and talking about this nerd stuff that I love so much. I want this video to serve as a more low-key thank you, as well as a channel update to explain what I plan to do with my unexpected growth. So, I want to talk about the type of content that I want to make. As for the 3 videos I made in the past 3 weeks, as I'm sure you guys have noticed, they're all different genres or forms, but they're also the general type of content that I want to make. The first of which was a Call of Duty Zombies video discussing some general unknown mechanics or things that I thought were interesting, and I think it will be pretty cool in the future to address some COD Zombies lore or maps that I like and all that jazz, essentially what like normal Zombies YouTubers are doing now. As for why I assume most of you subscribed, being the Super Saiyan Blue video, which was an explanatory lore video, I really want to make more videos explaining unknown things about Dragon Ball, or I think it would be really cool if my channel served as a community encyclopedia for well-researched topics on the series. A lot of you guys were very vocal on topics I should do in the future, and I want to cover some of the things that I want to do in this video here, but I want to be very clear that this is not a for sure 100% plan or schedule for future content on the channel. This is just a light plan that I have for videos for the extensive and overly complicated guide series. And yes, I would like for it to be a series. So for the Dragon Ball franchise, I want to do videos on how does Ki work, being an analysis of Dragon Ball's power system. How do androids work, or I guess artificial life forms in general. How does Super Saiyan work, and this would analyze everything there is to say about the first main 3 Super Saiyan forms from Z and Super. Well, I guess and GT, but I don't think GT has much to say about anything. How does the giant ape transformation work, and this would cover Super Saiyan 4. And then how do the miscellaneous Super Saiyan forms work, so this would be Z Broly, Super Broly, Kale, as well as Super Saiyan Rage, or like Super Saiyan Akari that Trunks uses. How does Saiyan biology work would be a real fun one. And how do Dragon Balls work? Now, a lot of you guys commented that these would be really cool topics, and hopefully when I go back to these, when I start working and editing these videos, I can go back to the Super Saiyan Blue video and give you guys credit for suggesting these awesome topics, as I think there's a lot to be said about almost all these things. So if you guys have any other ideas about that, let me know. Obviously, I think Dragon Ball is a pretty awesome series, and I do think there's a lot to talk about it when it comes to how the series works. Now for my latest video, I want to make some, I'm sure you guys can tell that I want to make some in-depth scaling videos like the Krillin vs. Saitama one. The reception for that video was overall positive, and I had some really fun discussions with some people that really changed my perspective, and I think that's, just awesome. I think it's pretty important to address some narrative importance when it comes to scaling, as well as have an open mind, as new information is always coming out when it comes to scaling anime characters. I don't think I have many versus ideas from 2 characters of different verses, but I have a plethora of scaling video ideas for the Dragon Ball series, as well as some of my other favorite series, being One Punch Man and the peak Invincible, that being the comic, not the show. For Dragon Ball, I want to make a series about scaling the entire cast from weakest to strongest, but going series by series, because I feel like not a lot of people do that. Like, you'll find a lot of people who have in-depth scaling videos about, like, ranking every character from weakest to strongest, but I don't think there's a lot. So, like, what I mean by that is, like, I want to make a series where I start with OG Dragon Ball and go from right after the 23rd World Tournament and address who's the weakest character in Dragon Ball at that time and who's the strongest character at that time. And then do the same thing with Z, and then Super, and then end off with GT. I might do Heroes, but I'm not quite sure yet. And I also want to make a very similar video with both Invincible and One Punch Man, as I believe those 2 are, like, superhero narratives that have really good power scaling. So yeah. Lastly, I want to make some more other, like, general character series / analysis. Or wait, by that I mean, like, some general character / series analysis videos. I think it'd be really cool to give my 2 cents on the brilliance of certain arcs or stories that I really love. And I also think it would be fun to talk about my disdain for certain arcs or stories that I really hate. Furthermore, I think character analysis would be really cool. I want to address some characters in the Dragon Ball series, and off the top of my head, I really want to do a video on Gohan, Bardock, Xenogoku, potentially Broly, There are a lot of like filler Z characters that I think are really cool to talk about. Like Cooler's taking the internet by storm because of Dokkan and whatnot, but I think the resurgence of Cooler has been pretty awesome, and Piccolo I think is another character I really want to make a video on, as I guess maybe because of Dokkan again, but it's like there is so much to be said about Piccolo, and I feel like so many people don't care or don't know because they just haven't seen the original series, and that just makes me so sad. But yeah, so something else I want to do is open up my content to some like Western media as well. I know I mentioned Invincible a couple times and like COD Zombies, but recently, and by recently I mean just last night, I saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and it's one of my favorite movies ever, and I really, really want to make a video on the whole trilogy at some point, but that project is one that would be long and very extensive. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that. That would be a lot more of like a narrative movie analysis. Obviously, I'm kind of like amateur and not like the most like expert when it comes to that field, but I don't know. I love watching movies, and that's just something I love to do. And that's really what this channel comes down to. It's just shit that I like to talk about. I have a lot of thoughts on the MCU, and a passion project I've been working on for quite a while before I wanted to pick my YouTube channel back up was this massive scaling project where I rewatched the entirety of the MCU and just sort of scale characters and list off their feats and abilities and where they scale to one another. So if you guys want a video on that, please let me know, as you know, I would definitely make one. And finally, I want to discuss my video schedule. So for the most part, I plan to make weekly content, but I might make bi-weekly content for videos that require more time and effort to make. So essentially, if I'm going to upload, it's going to be on a weekend. But if I don't upload a video that week, then expect a community post or some form of notice to indicate my progress on what's happening. And with that, I once again want to say thank you to all of you who see this video and made it this far in a more personal YouTube video. I know I usually, if I'm subscribed to someone and they don't, like, and they make a personal video, I usually don't watch it. So thank you very much. If you guys have any video suggestions or anything to say about my editing style or type of content that I should make, feel free to comment below. I would love to respond to everyone. So yeah, I just want to say I love you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing, and have a great day.